In 2015, I had the idea of creating MTAG, so the East Midlands TA Gathering, and there are a few regional conferences for TA, but I was really passionate to bring TA more to the East Midlands.
East Midlands Transactional Analysis Gathering is becoming a yearly conference facility for people across the UK, but obviously primarily in the East Midlands. And I moved down here from Manchester. I trained up in Manchester with Bob at Manchester Institute of Psychotherapy. And when I came down here and started my practice, I discovered that there was very little in sort of peer group type attachment. So I was thinking of maybe starting some sort of a peer group. And then Janine came along with the idea of a conference. And so I jumped on the bandwagon because I thought, yep, right up my street.
Leilani Mitchell is going to be our keynote speaker. And I'm really looking forward to hearing what she has to say, and her presence. She's a great model, and yeah, I really respect her. And then the other person I really respect is Adrienne Lee, who is our resident closing speaker. So she will be with us every year.
Bob Cook, for instance, is doing us a whole afternoon where he starts off with an actual therapy that those in the group will actually sit and watch, where he will be the therapist. And I've seen him do this many times, and he's very good at it. But then each of us will be given something to focus on that we see, that we observe within the therapy. And then after break, we'll get an opportunity to discuss that and to identify what we have seen and what others have seen, and see how that works within the therapy. So it's about our attachment to Bob as well as his attachment to the therapy, and our attachment to the therapy process as well.
Enid Welford's doing a workshop on dreams and how we attach to dreams and what we make of dreams through our own unconscious process. It's really exciting too.
Mo's doing us a piece on her touchstone and talisman grid, where she talks about child development and how that fits in with quite a lot of the other concepts within TA. And I've seen her do this many times, and it's always fascinating, and I love her work.
You see with Joe Holmes offering his workshop, which is an organisational perspective, he's thinking about the attachments organisationally and how we work. Obviously, as psychotherapists, we're an organisation ourselves, and how we manage business as a psychotherapist. And I think that can be missed sometimes. Joe is going to bring that kind of aspect about how we can make contact and attachments through organisations. We're also offering a new and exciting aspect, which will be at the lunchtime of the gathering, which is going to be a research hub. So I'm working alongside Roz in Yukata and Mark Widdowson for research, and we're going to be gathering data from the practitioners that are actually at the event to get more information and research about transactional analysis, because there is quite a lacking of that for us. And I'm really passionate about getting our name on the map, and saying, look, this is a really good modality and we need to be seen and recognised. So yeah, I'm piloting that this year, and so I'm really looking forward to offering that. Alongside that, there'll be a mindfulness class available for those who want to attend. So because I feel that the process of mindfulness and psychotherapy based therapeutic interventions are really important, that they come together.
Theme, attachment to self, to other and to the world, covers so many different areas of each individual's life. So I'd just like to read out some of the different areas that we feel that the attachment applies. It's very important. So it applies primarily to family, to parents, to siblings, to grandparents, to pets, to, you know, other maybe adopted people within our family, to aunts, to uncles, to cousins, to the wider family. So it's not just me, my mum and my dad, and maybe my brothers and sisters. There's a broader brushstroke to this. And there's also the sense of what comes down through from the ancestors, the intergenerational scripting, the things that get passed on. And then if you broaden that out, we're talking about culture. We're talking about the culture that we're brought up in. And we have so many different cultures, I mean, just within the UK, let alone in the world. And every single one of them has differences. And yet we can be attached to each other. And I'd also like to think about how we're attached to the world, how there's a lot of emphasis on thinking about the world as a whole, you know, environmental issues, green stuff, that sort of thing. And then also I'd like to bring it right down into who am I and what is my attachment to me? And do I actually like me? Or do I think maybe some bits of me are not so good and maybe I might want to work on that and change them? It's all part and parcel of attachment, isn't it? And then finally, I'd like us to think about how we're attached to organisations around us. So obviously there's the TA world, there's the attachment to something like MTAG, but there's also the attachment to our organisations, to our jobs, to our places of work, to our schools, to all those other environments that have a part to play in our attachment out there to the world. At the end of the day, we're also providing a networking part where people can hang around and have a chat, and there'll be wine and cheese, and people can just chew the fat with each other and make sure that they felt connected with everybody. Because after all, we want everybody to feel attached.
It's called Thrumpton Hall, and it's it's really beautiful. I was really lucky to find it, actually. I was searching for a venue that was going to be not too big, but big enough, and I found a place that's got real good character about it, and there's a lot of history around the hall itself, and we have a helicopter pad. So if anyone wants to come along by, even you, John, you could come along in a helicopter and park your helicopter there. So we've got ample car parking, but if you need to, you can come in on a helicopter.
We've also got a photographer there, so he can take professional photographs of people that they can use on their website. John Firth, he's very good.
The CPD is 6 hours for £65 for the day, including lunch and mindfulness class. That's actually the early bird rate, which ends at the end of June. And then it goes to £75, which is still a reasonable amount, I think. So we have a website available for people to access and make their bookings, which is www.emtag.co.uk. So I've created a welcome video on there too, so people can get to know about what MTAG's about. And there's details there about the address of the venue and the workshops that are available to you to choose from. So when you go onto the booking form, you just choose which workshop that you want and then submit. We're active on Twitter, and we welcome people to be taking a look about, we're giving progress updates and things of what we're doing, and when we're visiting Thrumpton Hall in the next couple of weeks to talk about food, which is really important. Obviously the buffet and arrival pastries and coffees and teas. So we're going to be talking about that, as well as the structure of the day in terms of how many people can fit in what rooms. So we're on Twitter quite a lot. So our handle name is EMTAG 2017. So at EMTAG 2017. So it's got a picture of the hall on there. So I'm really proud about the pictures that we've got of the hall, and there's a resident cat there as well, which is lovely.
What MTAG represents, if you think about the oak tree, which is our logo with the 3 circles in the middle, then it's about the community, the strong, sturdy, stable community of the oak tree, as it were, giving an umbrella, giving an overview so that people within that community can feel comfortable and safe, and like there's support, people they can turn to, the peers are available, and colleagues, other colleagues. But also, acorns are important, because from little acorns, little seeds of ideas and things, that's where big ideas and big establishments and all the rest of it grow. So what I feel is that what MTAG overall is giving is a sense of community, but within that sense of community, the support to allow new ideas and new thoughts and new ventures to come through.